Hey everyone, Maggie here, back with another video of showing you guys how to create something out of 3 different elements for your guys' brand, company, whatever you want. We have everything from a product type, decoration method, and then theme. Tons of different possibilities that you guys can create. First up, we're gonna dig into product type, or what I'm gonna be decorating. Ooh, 40-ounce tumbler. That is a super popular one. So think, the one I'll show you guys is similar to the Stanley that's out there, so it's perfect for keeping hydrated. All right, and then this one is decoration method, sublimation, perfect. And then last but not least, the theme. This is the true wild card of the bunch. Ooh, spring, summer, perfect. So I have a 40-ounce tumbler that I'm gonna be sublimating with a spring, summer theme. So I'm gonna head to the computer and get inspired. Okay, so when I pulled spring/summer, I instantly thought of golf. I am getting more into golf. My mom and I are actually taking lessons, super exciting. Nervous because I've heard it's a very frustrating game. But yeah, that's just what first came to mind. So, and then the colors will be really pretty. Also, I kind of want to maybe do tropical vibe. We're going to use technology today. We're going to use an AI. So we have our Discord mid-journey. All right, give it a prompt. Oh, tropical golf course scene. And I'm gonna ask if it'll give me rectangular, because that's kind of, when you think about when we're gonna wrap the tumbler, it's gonna need to be rectangular, but we'll see. Oh, if I can spell rectangular design. All right, then you hit enter, and then it's gonna generate, as you can kind of see on my screen here, I looked up a rustic cabin scene. It's gonna give me 4 images that I can either get another version of each one of them, or I can choose one, and what the U is upscale it. So we'll hit enter here. So it takes a minute to render what I need, but you'll see tropical golf course scene, and then I get to pick basically which one I like, or I can ask for it to give me, like I said, options. I'm liking, I like 1 probably the most so far. It gives me the most actual like golf course vibes, because you can see the little stick right there. This one just kind of looks generic. This one's pretty, but not really what I want. So let's click version 1 to see if it's going to give me some more options here. So out of these 4 here, I'm kind of feeling 1 again for a couple reasons. I like the 2 different like sand pits we have here, and then I kind of like the little bit of flowers it has, and then I really like the texture of the clouds in the background. So we're going to pick 1. What I'm going to do is we're going to click this one here, and what it's going to do is it's going to upscale it for me. And what I'll do then is just save it, and then we'll open it in Illustrator and start messing around with my template. So I have my image opened here in Illustrator, ready to go for us. And then next step is making all of these, or this design fit into my templates, or making my template. So I did some measuring of the mug, and the top section is about 12.7 by like 6 tall, and sometimes you can kind of mess with that depending on how much you want to tape or where you want to do anything like that. So we'll make a square for, or rectangle I should say, for that. So we'll do type 6. Then my middle section is 12 point, obviously same width, just about by 0.5, about a ½ inch. Once again, these are all you can manipulate to whatever you need. And then the bottom one is going to be 12.7 by about 3.2. So you can kind of see these get broken down, top, middle, bottom, which kind of makes sense when you think about how the mug is shaped. The top is going to be the biggest real estate, and then small part, and then the bottom there. So I'm going to do some manipulating of all of this to fit in here, and I will show you guys what I come up with. This is what they look like cropped, so you guys can see it looks like one continuous picture, just cut apart. So different 3 sections still, and then if I were to line it up, they should still fairly line up with each other. That's what we want. We want to try and be as seamless as possible. But when you think about putting it on a mug, if you notice on it, we have the tapered section of the middle, as well as then the bottom section is just a tiny bit tapered as well. So we're going to have to account for that in the template itself. The top one we can leave because that's pretty cylindrical. I want to say is the word. So we don't have to do much manipulating there. We'll leave that one. So what I'm going to do is curve this middle section, almost kind of be like a U shape. And then this bottom one's going to be a little bit weirder. It's probably going to be a little bit like slanted, if that makes sense. I'll show you. You'll get it. Here are my 3 pieces. The top, like you said, keeping the same, middle section, and then bottom. I just use the gradient mesh tool to manipulate them. You can change how many points you want on them, and it can curve to where you need it to go. So now that I have this ready here, I'm gonna hit print and then I'll meet you back at the table. All right, now back at the table with all of my things I need to make my tumbler.
We have our sublimation paper, the 40-ounce tumbler, scissors and tape, and lastly, the sublimation oven.
One thing I tried to do, and I'll show you guys here, is I printed it out on regular paper and kind of mapped it all out on my mug so I wasn't wasting sublimation paper if my template didn't fully match up. So I have little different pieces here. I already mapped it out, it works great, but I just wanted to show you guys that like I pieced it together because I had smaller printer paper, but of where it goes, fits, all lines up as well as it can. And then now we're just gonna start cutting this up and I'll start putting it on my mug. This is what it looks like all trimmed up. Right here we have our bottom, that middle tapered section, and then our top. Now for probably the trickier part of the project is taping it all together. So I'm gonna start from the bottom and work my way up on my taping so I can start taping things to each other because I want this to be as continuous and seamless as possible. So I can't really tape too much to the actual mug itself because then the tape would be in the way of where the design would go. Also, if you notice, I did take the handle off because we're gonna decorate in the oven here and that would melt the handle as well as take the top off so you don't melt everything. All right, let's get started here. And I'm gonna try my best to keep it all basically down this seam here. Obviously those brackets where the handle are in the way, and I'm actually gonna try and go through that part. I'm just gonna make little slits in my paper on basically where the spots are so I can slide them by. So make slits. And then obviously wrap it around. All right. Start small, and then if I need to get bigger, I can. Halfway through there. All right, I am all taped up. Like I said, tape is your friend in this project, and I'll just give you a spin of where it all is. So like I mentioned, try and have the seam all go down that handle side, taped along the top, along the middle section here, and then finally the bottom. And we are ready for the oven. I have my oven up to temp here. We're gonna do about 400 degrees for 5 minutes. Also handy dandy oven mitt, you know, safety first. There we go. I have let my mug completely cool. I have time to do so. You absolutely can peel it warm. It's just gonna be a preference on if you're in a rush or not. So I'm gonna start peeling off my tape and my design to reveal the cup. It is all done. Here's the reveal of the transfer. It turned out pretty good. Like I said, I have a little bit of finicking to do with the middle section here, but that's kind of expected. This is an unusual place to do sublimation. Most of the time when people are doing a mug for all over, they're just gonna do top, bottom. But overall, honestly, I'm really impressed with how it turned out and kind of impressed with my alignment skills. But yeah, we'll head back to the computer and show you guys how you can market this.
We will be using Canva again because it's the most user-friendly software for beginners. Canva comes with tons of pre-sized canvases, so all you have to do is upload your artwork either to Facebook, Instagram, and it's perfectly sized. So today we're gonna do an Instagram story. It automatically opens to the design tab, but we wanna go to the elements tab. We'll look up golf to see what we're working with here because most of the design is green. We don't wanna add so much green because that would just overdo it, and we wanna make sure our design stands out. I'm not seeing much here. I wonder what we would get if we search golf balls. Okay, I know I said adding a green background would overdo it, but I actually like this one because it's a lighter green. We might be able to work with it. Still not too confident, so let's keep looking. Ooh, now with our theme being tropical, I like this photo. It seems fun, fresh, but let's keep scrolling. Okay, I really like this one. It gives tropical vibes. Now let's look at all three. We'll eliminate the first one. We don't want too much green, like I said. Okay, we are left with two options. Option 1, the pool with golf balls in it. Option 2, just the colorful golf balls. I'm having a hard time choosing, so I'll add the Tumbler picture to see if it sways my decision. Let's remove the background. It automatically just removes your background for you, which is super helpful. Now that we have the background out, we will edit the photo in the Adjust tab. Like I mentioned in our last video, if you haven't seen that one yet, you don't want to alter the color of the photo too much, so stay away from your temperature and your tint, just so you keep with consistency of what's physically the product and then the picture itself. But you can mess with the light section until you think the product looks good. Duplicate it so I can see it on both pages. It's hard to decide, but I think the colorful golf ball background is the best one. Last step, let's add a logo. If you remember in the beginning, I said my mom and I are getting into golf. So in my mind, this company would be like a woman's golf company, accessories. And that's why I want to keep it colorful and light. I'm super excited to be seeing more and more female recognition in sports. So our branding is going to fit perfect for that. So I'll add this to the bottom of the picture and we are good to go. So like in our last video, I put a little slideshow of how the original photo looked if you posted it without branding versus posting it with branding. Here's before branding. It's not very eye-catching at all. I feel like this is something I'd probably scroll past. It doesn't mean it's a bad product. It just means this photo has bad branding, which can turn someone away from a sale. You want to make your products look as professional as you can. Now let's look at the branded version. So before, after, before, after. I mean, guys, come on. This took me like 5-10 extra minutes and it looks like you're seeing this like an ad in a magazine. I'm so happy with how this turned out. I hope you guys had fun watching this video. Leave a comment, let us know what you guys think, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.